Hello everybody, it's Hattie, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while, had some time to just like rest, recuperate and just kind of get back into the sort of like my YouTube frame of mind. I kind of want to start back up with a video kind of to reassure people. I've had a lot of time, especially recently, to reflect on my relationships, and kind of had I known this throughout my entire journey, it would have just made things so much more peaceful, easy, just like manageable, because I think I internalized a lot of things not working out for me when it came to dating, and that is that it is never a waste of time to date. And I'm going to go through why I think that is, and what from my experience I've realised why it's so valuable to date. If anything, definitely not a waste of time. Certainly not a waste of time to be in a relationship with somebody, build a relationship with somebody, you know, love somebody. It's never a waste of time, and I'm going to tell you why, and I want to reassure you why it's always an extremely beneficial experience. It is such a great learning opportunity for yourself. You have the potential to learn so much about yourself, learn about what your boundaries are, learn about what your desires are, learn about, you know, what makes you tick in a relationship. When you're engaging with somebody, when you're finding out about somebody new, it presents you with a mirror to yourself. I've always found, I remember one of my friends saying to me before that like when you get into a relationship, it's almost like you can do all this work, you can like work on yourself, be alone, do the inner work like solo, but there's only so many things you can learn about yourself. There's so many things that you're just not going to be aware of because you don't have somebody else to reflect that back to you. When you're in a relationship, when you're dating, the other person reflects back to you yourself, and perhaps your triggers or things you enjoy or things that, you know, you need reassurance on. For example, often when I was dating, I would be reminded of my need to heal my anxious attachment, and that would have only really come having engaged with people in a romantic setting. I don't think it would have necessarily cropped up in platonic relationships or relationships with my family members. It only really came when I was romantically involved with somebody. For that reason alone, just even being able to acknowledge that you have that in yourself and that's something that you need to work on, or certainly for me, something I need to work on, so my attachment style, was so valuable. And for me, if that was the only thing that I learned from like my dating experience, then it was all worth it, because providing that sort of spark and instigation to then heal that has actually benefited me so much. Healing that attachment style for me personally has brought me a lot of peace, brought me a lot of contentness. Having things brought up to you, such as like a need to heal something, is really important, because once you do the healing work, when you start that process of like healing, it means that when you have future relationships, or the future relationship that you're meant to have will be really healthy, because you've healed that part of yourself, and it means that it won't crop up as such a big problem, or at least you'll be self-aware enough about the problem in future relationship. It won't be such a thorn in your side, and it can just promote and encourage the health in that relationship. Healing is such a huge part of relationships, because in order to be in a healthy relationship, you have to, you know, to a far extent, be healthy yourself. And that means having self-awareness and being aware of your triggers, being aware of your toxic traits. One of the ways that you can discover that about yourself is through dating and through relationships. Essentially, people are showing you who you are, and different people are going to bring out different things within you, so you kind of get this sort of whole picture of yourself that you weren't able to sort of like access, or were considered sort of for you blind spots previously. They kind of reveal these things, and that's why often when people get into relationships or date, they often find it quite challenging, because it does show yourself up to yourself. You know, you do kind of realize things about yourself that you weren't formerly aware of, and that can be quite a hard process for somebody who is not used to having those things being shown up and brought to light for themselves. But it is an opportunity to change, and it is an opportunity for you to grow and be, you know, a great potential partner for somebody. Being prompted to heal and being prompted to like work on yourself is never a bad thing. Dating is just never a waste of time. It's not a waste of time if it's helping you heal, if it's shedding light on things that need to change or that you need to heal from in order to live a better existence and to live a more fulfilled life. One lovely thing I really liked about dating, and you know, being romantic with somebody, is that you kind of get to cherry pick what you like about each individual person that you choose to kind of interact with or engage with, you kind of, I've always found I've been so grateful overall for my dating experience, because with each person I can label one thing that they've helped me heal or, clock about myself and realize what I don't want in a partner. Each person also has shown me something that I do like, and something that I really cherish and would cherish in an ideal partner. You're realizing what makes you feel fulfilled, what makes you feel content, what brings you peace, what makes you feel safe in a relationship. You get to kind of cherry pick from every experience that you have with whoever it might be. You get to cherry pick those things that you really like. I think the reason why I've landed myself in a situation where I'm really content with the person that I'm dating is because I've done all that work of dating lots of different people and realizing like what I like. And then, when you realize what you like and you realize what makes you happy and content and so on and excited and happy, once you kind of notice it in somebody else, you're like, okay, I remember liking that previously. I really, enjoyed that part of a relationship and I want to, stick with this person. So it's a really nice way of being able to like fine tune what you like and of course what you don't like, but in a positive spin on this, what you do like and what makes you tick. And again, I don't know if I necessarily would have clocked onto all those things and appreciated and cherished all those things had I not had the sort of myriad of dating experience that I have had. There's no reason why you'd stay dating somebody if you couldn't find something good in them. So the fact that you've kind of dated somebody for a period of time is just never a waste. It's just never a waste of time, because you're learning about what you like, and that person has provided something that you like and made you feel happy in certain pockets, even if the entire time, even if there were some parts of it that weren't so good, at least in those areas you felt good and you felt fulfilled, and now you can carry that on to like what you want in an ideal relationship. So it's just such a brilliant use of your time. I think a lot of us can be tempted to think that it's a waste of time because perhaps we've like invested a lot of time into somebody and it's not worked out, or we invested a lot of our sort of, I don't know, even money or our emotional labor into somebody and it's not worked out, and they maybe sort of like benefited from the fruits of our labor and we feel like we haven't. But it's never a waste, because at the end of the day you've learned more about you and you're going to take that into your next sort of relationship or the next person that you date, and you're gonna have like, higher standards. You're gonna know what you like. You're gonna be more alert and aware of what you like and don't like. It's just gonna be easier to filter people through. It's easier to assess when somebody is a right match or they're not. It's never a waste of time, even though it can feel like it is when you've invested something of yourself in something. You're actually fundamentally investing in you. Certainly in the past, when I was perhaps less healed, when somebody seemed great to me, I often actually overlooked the fact that there was nothing particularly remarkable about them, but it was the love that I was giving them that made them great to me. And it's essentially myself reflected back to myself through that person. So it does always come back to you. Whatever you put out, you receive. And it might not be now, it might not be for a few years, but I can tell you from first-hand experience that the love and like energy that I've put into other people for a long time, so 5-6 years, didn't feel like it was coming back to me. And now I'm in a position where I'm getting, a lot of love back. And I was never doing it obviously for love back, but you kind of inadvertently end up receiving it eventually somewhere further down the line. So just never feel like, the love and energy that you put into somebody is just for waste, because it will always come back to you. By cherry picking as well, you can like manifest somebody that embodies all of these things. I would clock things that I liked about somebody and I would script. I would like write these things down and put out to the universe and tell the universe what I liked, what I wanted the qualities of somebody who was perfect for me would have, and what would they embody, and writing that down in physical form and actually sort of making that connection with yourself and sort of defining that for yourself on paper is also a really helpful way to kind of like manifest the right person for you. By sort of, again, dating, having those experiences, cherry picking, you're inadvertently manifesting the right person for you, because you're finding out what your tolerances are, you're finding out what your boundaries are, you're finding out what you like and you don't like, and it's all this information is going to amount to a really great overall view of what the right person looks like and who they are. Like I said at the beginning, I found that one of the things that I need to heal right at the beginning of like starting my dating journey was my attachment style. So again, I have an anxious attachment style, and through dating I definitely was able to heal that. I became pretty unattached, and it actually served me so well, because it meant that dating no longer became such a drag. It no longer became like a burden. It no longer became like something that I felt disheartened and bewildered by. It was very much a switch from being kind of anxiously attached to then developing a secure attachment, and it then meant that dating became fun. Because my standards were high, I was able to, you know, keep myself from getting attached easily, and it allowed me to kind of enjoy dating in a way that like was on my terms and I was in the driver's seat. Every single person that I encountered, I would get attached to them simply because they showed interest in me. I was getting sort of very excited and satisfied sort of with people that weren't really good enough. So I think dating is fun when you have a combination of high standards and a secure or relatively secure attachment style. The way you develop high standards and boundaries, and the way that you develop a sense of detachment or secure attachment is through dating, is through the acts of trial and erroring lots of different situations with people. After you kind of sort of hit this like plateau, I suppose, or this like point of where it kind of starts to level out, is when dating is fun and it is satisfying, because you've done the work with dating previous people and trial and erroring with lots of different people, that your standards are high enough for you to like take anybody out of the situation that doesn't make you feel good, so you consistently feel quite positive about dating. And it is on your terms, because you're setting the standards, you're setting your boundaries, and if somebody doesn't adhere to that, then they've got to go. And that's when dating does become really enjoyable and really fun. Most people's sort of goal is to be with somebody, is to be in a committed relationship. But in that period of time when you're waiting for the right person, because sometimes you can do all the work, but actually it's about the other person being ready as well. In that period of time when you're waiting, that's when like dating can be fun, because you've kind of done all the work, you've made your sort of boundaries clear, you set your standards, and you've developed those through dating and through experience and working out like what you won't tolerate. Essentially, when your standards are high, dating can be really good, dating can be really fun, and dating should be fun. That's exactly what it should be. So if you're having fun dating, it's not a waste of time. Life is here, you know, we're humans, our human existence is here for us to enjoy it, to have fun, to, you know, live and experience the entire sort of spectrum of human emotions. And dating is one way you can do that. When I think about dating, I think that it is an opportunity to experience this entire spectrum of emotions, because it can make you feel terrible, it can make you feel amazing. And that's really where like the lack of it being a waste of time is there. Like, it's not a waste of time, it's just enjoying life and enjoying the fact that you can experience so many different emotions, you know, in a romantic way, or in any kind of setting, any relationship you have with anybody. You know, you're opening yourself up to feeling different types of emotions, and that's what makes life fulfilling. And dating is a way of contributing to that. Dating is a way of experiencing those emotions. So that's it for today, guys. I haven't really done like a dating video for a while, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some value from it. If you did, definitely let me know. Do subscribe and comment down below your experience with dating, and whether or not you think it's worth the time, because I know some people really don't think that, but I suppose I'm trying to reassure those people that are like, oh well, I wish it could be fun and so on, like, or reassure those people that who have felt like previously dating has been a waste of time, that it's not, and it can be really good if you do it in a way that's like, you know, prioritizing yourself. And I want to reassure people, so let me know what your experience is down in the comments. So with that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.